Well, I'm on a little bit today, so I have school and instructions in about maybe an hour, 35 minutes or so. So I decided to come on. I have a special guest for us tonight. My special guest tonight is going to be Weston Jarvis. He's a past Grand Master Emeritus from Abraham Grand Lodge out of Texas. Definitely looking forward for him being on the show tonight. We're going to talk about traveling in Freemasonry. When you are able to travel into those foreign countries and lands and receive master wages as such. We often talk about that, but today I have Weston Jarvis on the show, and we're going to talk about it from a point of view of as a ancient, free, and accepted Mason. I'm talking about black ancient, free, and accepted Masons, one who's traveled to the foreign countries and have sit with various grand masters from across the way. Weston Jarvis is a dear brother of mine. I received my 96th degree under his leadership. So, there's a lot that can be said about Weston Jarvis, be it good or bad, but that is my brother. And so tonight we're going to have him on the show, and it's going to be indeed an honor to have him on the show. And I'm looking forward to the conversation about his travels, about the things that he's done as a Mason. So this is where we're going to be at. And hold on just a second. He should be coming on in just a minute here. Hey, brother Jarvis.
Yo,
Hey, I got you on live tonight on the show, and I just want to say welcome. And I've gave a little spiel about you already, but if you want to introduce yourself, go right ahead. I appreciate it, sir.
okay, well, I mean, ain't much to me. Uh, most works for Weston Jarvis, past Grand Master Emeritus of the most works for Abraham Grand Lodge, the FNAM jurisdiction of Texas, established in 1974.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay. Well, I've said that it was through you who I received my 96th degree, and it was through you who I really got involved with the primitive rights, and I've learned a lot. And I tell everybody, be it good, bad, and indifferent. I've learned a lot from you, and we've had our great conversations. I definitely enjoyed coming to the um, Masonic the conference that the Momentum Conference that is held in Texas every year. It's a great turnout, and that's just some of the things that I know personally that you have been involved with. And from what I understand here, pretty soon you're going to be traveling back overseas. So what is that like for you? As one who's been often told that you can't travel, that you don't get the opportunity to travel overseas, that you can't do this and can't do that. What has that adventure been like for you?
well, I can say this with no mental reservation that until you have traveled, then you have not experienced true brotherhood or what Freemasonry offers.
Mm-hmm.
Because for a long time, I became a Mason in 1993, and I was 19 years old. So my membership certificate and my traveling card said we recommend him to Masons all around the globe.
Okay.
And most of the membership certificates, diplomas, and traveling cards said that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But that was not to be seen, because the truth of the matter is most brothers only deal with the brothers in their various jurisdictions or their lodge,
Mm-hmm.
and or somebody who has the same affiliation.
Right.
They never get to experience
Mm-hmm.
universal Freemasonry.
Mm-hmm.
So if this is a worldwide brotherhood, then why not experience that? So next month I'll be traveling to my 14th country,
Okay.
and we will be actually setting up a Grand Lodge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you see how that works, right? We've been told that we're not legit, we're not recognized, all these types of things
Mm-hmm.
as a non-mainstream AFNAM Mason. That's what I call myself. I
Okay.
don't call myself a Black AFNAM. I don't call myself a John G. Jones affiliated Mason. The reason being because the AFNAM establishment was already, before Jones was a AFNAM Mason.
Right.
So
Right.
I would be taking from those brothers who had already established Grand Lodges, while John G. Jones was Prince Hall, to say that I'm a John G. Jones Mason. So I'm
Okay.
not.
Okay.
And I'm not a Black AFNAM, because all movements of Freemasonry have to be made by those who are in ultimate authority.
Correct.
So if Grand Masters don't make those moves, then they're not legit.
Okay.
So, but anyway, I've been blessed to go to 13 different countries and to be able to meet and greet brothers from various lodges and to receive different degrees and rights. I actually have some 30 Masonic rights that I'm affiliated with through, obligations and initiations and elevations and creations and even treaties, right?
Okay.
So that's what it is, and it's a wonderful experience. You talked about the primitive right and all of that. Well, when I received my primitive right in 2007, it was in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Okay.
And what's crazy about it is that when I received my primitive right degrees, it was brothers from 5 different countries
Right.
that were there that received them with me. So, that was the thing about it. And then seeing that historical trip that was made, I don't know about other countries, but I mean other states, but I can speak on Texas because I'm real familiar with the history of any Masonic movements in Texas. And so when in 1965, August of 1965, when Hudson Ball Turner, H.B. Turner, as we know him, and he took a delegation from Texas to New York. They picked up some more members, and then they went on to Beirut, Lebanon.
They did. They did. I have that article. You're absolutely right.
Right. I know. Yeah, I got the papers from New York. I got the souvenir journals. We don't do those no more. But souvenir journals actually logged all of the movements of Freemasonry. So anyway, I always saw that, and it was most Pursuit Sergeant Grand Commander H.B. Turner, 33rd over 96. Wait a minute. But all you ever hear was 33rd is the last degree. That can't be, because the most powerful man in Freemasonry during the 60s was H.B. Turner. So now, if this most Pursuit Sergeant Grand Commander of taking people overseas, and when he took the people overseas, they got these degrees. They fellowship with these other Masons from Lebanon, and then he had letters from other countries, and you see what I'm saying? So
I see exactly what you said. I say it all the time.
Yeah, to get the ultimate feeling or spirit of the craft, you have to travel and you have to fellowship with other Masons. If not, you might as well be a Boy Scout. You might as well be a Boy Scout. So and that's the difference between Greek fraternities and Freemasonry, which is the father fraternities, right? Is the fact that we supposed to travel and have fellowship worldwide. And here's the biggest misconception about that we're told that they're not going to receive you, that they're not going to be glad to see you. That is the biggest lie ever told.
And you know what?
Because
I'm going to say this because my experience with that is when you invited me a few years ago when Sagia had their convention in Atlanta. And there we had, I think you had like 10 foreign delegates to come. And it was from Peru. Let me see, Romania, Peru, Chile, it was several other countries that was represented there. And we took this nice picture, and you're absolutely correct, bro, in regards to them welcoming us with open arms, just as we welcome them with open arms. And that's the thing that I would definitely want brothers to understand, that they're not limited. You only limit yourself.
It's just that simple. And that's the biggest lie we told. And what we got to understand is that these guys were traveling in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
People like John G. Jones and W.T. Meade Grant, these guys were traveling when black folk were being lynched.
Yes, absolutely.
These guys were traveling when you could only travel by train or ship. They would have to send letters to say, hey, man, I'm going to be with you. It's going to take me about 3 weeks to get there.
Right.
But I'm coming.
I'm coming.
Oh, we ain't got to do that. I can hit you on, I can send you a text message, say, Tony, I'm flying to California.
Yep.
And I could be there and however many hours it takes for the plane to get there.
Right.
So I can talk to you today in 4 hours or 5 hours. I'll see you. You can be picking me up at the airport.
That's it.
And we can have fellowship. Mm-hmm. They didn't do that. Them brothers had to write letters and let you know. Then they had to be on a train. It took days for them to do stuff. Mm-hmm. So, but that's the type of commitment they had and the type of fellowship they had even back then. And brothers were taking trips then. So taking trips overseas ain't nothing new. Mm-hmm. It's happening more now. But it's nothing new because we've always had the select few who were able to travel. Like I said, H.B. Turner, 1965. E.M. Hunter went to Mexico in the 80s and set up a Grand Lodge. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So, and like I said, from 2006 until 2019, I've hit, 13 countries. Some of the countries I hit before 2006, but for the most part, a lot of the serious traveling happened from 2006 until now. Mm-hmm. And so every experience I've had have been lovely in so much that I've been able to bring brothers over here on their own accord for years.
Yeah, and like I said, I can definitely vouch for that.
To stop coming.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do right now is just send a big shout out to those who have popped up tonight, such as Brandon Lewis, Malcolm Prophet, Ben Young. I want to say thank you, Brother Marcus Robertson, for coming on tonight. Definitely Sunset Grand Lodge out of Texas. Big shout out to you. Universal Grand Lodge is in the house tonight. So, my Prince Hall brothers here tonight. So just sending a big shout out. Brother Shaheed, how you doing out of California's in the house tonight. I appreciate you popping in tonight, and several others and sisters are also coming in tonight. So definitely it's a greetings are to you for coming in tonight. And tonight my guest is Weston Jarvis from Abraham Grand Lodge out of Texas. He's also the founder of the West Coast Momentum Conference and the East Coast. He's that guy who I asked not long ago when he first broke out with the Momentum Conference. I said, I would like to take that same thing and bring it on the West Coast. And me saying that he was that founder, he's that person who laid that foundation. Say, hey, Brother Hawkins, if that's something you want to take and do, you're certainly welcome to use it. And I want to say I appreciate that because it has been successful. I've only done it 3 times. And, one day, when the opportunity arrives and he has settled down in his travels a little bit, he told me he would get this way. But until that day comes, I just want to let him know how much I appreciate it. So we're going to get back to the conversation. It's traveling. This is called The Traveler. And it's just basically dealing with traveling as a Mason outside of your boundaries. And I think we touched upon that on our last video with Brother Christopher Jackson, who was our guest that evening, along with a brother from Philadelphia. Yeah, I told him I'd never give up his name, but I'll leave it at that. So, those are some of the things that I believe that we should be really taking a look at as far as Masons are concerned. So, Brother Weston Jarvis, as far as that's concerned, could you tell us a little bit more about Sagia?
Well, Slogia is the Society of Grand Lodges and Alliance, and Slogia simply means at the threshold or at the door. And we organized this alliance back in 2010, and we done it in Italy, Arezzo, Italy. All movements of Freemasonry past the Grand Lodge level should start with a treaty.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had the Treaty of Arezzo, which is the city where our founder lived and was from. And so we met in Italy in 2010, and we had the Treaty of Arezzo, and at that time, I think it was, we had the Grand Lodge of Slovenia,
Mm-hmm.
the regular Grand Lodge of Romania, the Masonic High Council of Serbia,
Mm-hmm.
the Grand Lodge Regular of Mexico, the Grand Lodge Regular Estado Guerrero of Mexico, and then Abraham Master. And so we made history by being a part of that alliance. And so we started with those Grand Lodges that I just mentioned.
Right.
And we met in Italy, and it was about 50 brothers, a few Grand Masters, and from that, we had our last meeting in Brazil, and it was 500 men.
Mm-hmm.
So,
wow, okay.
So our first assembly of Flogia, it was about 50 of us.
Okay.
In Brazil, we had 500.
Wow.
So, and we have
so the Seguia grew from out of 50 Grand Lodges and brothers from foreign Grand Lodges to now 500.
Yeah.
That says a lot about that particular movement.
Yeah, we had 500 members at the assembly.
Right. I'm just saying at that assembly, yes.
We got more members than that, but we had 500 members at the assembly.
Correct.
We have close to 30 Grand Lodges now. So, and we on just about every continent.
Okay.
And so what's funny is we're having our international assembly here in Houston.
Uh-huh.
This September the 21st. So we got brothers coming from all over the world. They're going to be right here in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be the first time that we've had a general assembly here in Houston. So we're pretty excited about that. And we've also added some more Grand Lodges from the United States.
Okay. Okay.
So it's going to be a wonderful meeting, and all brothers who would like to come, they are welcome to come.
Mm-hmm.
We will have information out about the assembly, and we're looking forward to a great turnout and do some great stuff.
Right. So I understand. I talked with brother from North Carolina.
President Salisbury.
Yes, brother Salisbury gave me a call, and I told him how much I appreciate it, and he was definitely like, Brother Hawkins, how you been? So I hadn't talked to him in almost a year. I lost his number, and I'm glad that you hit me back with yours too. But it had been a minute, but it was a blessing to hear from him.
Yeah, he is the sitting president. He's the second president from the United States. I was the first. I served from 2012 to 2014. And so when it was time for it to come back, because what we do, so that no particular continent dominate the presidency, we take turns.
Okay.
So, it was time for the USA to get a president from the USA, and he had served as vice president and had worked diligently. He was the vice president for North America, and so he was voted in Brazil as the president for the next 2 years. So he's been doing a great job, man. We like I said, we brought in some more Grand Lodges out of the United States and some very powerful, big, non-mainstream AF&M Grand Lodges that are part of Slogia now. So it's growing, and then we've also added some more Grand Lodges out of Europe.
Oh, okay.
And that's a part of the reason why I'm going back overseas next month to do some work there. And God bless. They also voted me as the honorary president ad vitam.
Okay.
So for life. So I'm excited about that.
Wow, that's for life?
Yeah. I'm the president of SOGIA for life. So me and also one of the former presidents out of Romania.
Mm-hmm.
I think you met him. Well, I know you met him because he was in Atlanta.
Okay.
But Adrian, he's also ad vitam. So two of us, they made ad vitam, and also our founder, Pasquale Serafellini out of Italy,
Mm-hmm.
made him, of course, gave him his rightful due as the founder and president ad vitam. So, that's a great honor, especially
Mm-hmm.
coming from the United States,
Mm-hmm.
being, one of the premier African American presidents of a real and true international Masonic alliance. So, it's just some great stuff, So, the way I look at it is receiving fruits from your labor.
Right.
And so we thank God that we were able to travel and do stuff and develop lifelong friendships, and that's what keeps me.
Okay, so tell me this here. I know we get a lot of slack about that John G. Jones Romania thing that was taking place, that AC Scott, John, that whole thing. But I do know, and from our personal conversation, that my what is his name from out of Washington D.C. Shucks, his name escapes me. I know
Ollie Spencer?
Yeah, I know Brother Ollie Spencer's traveled over there with the National Grand Lodge of Romania. I know that you had dealing with a couple of Grand Lodges from over in Romania. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, what happened with Romania, a lot of the stuff that happened with AC Scott and all of those guys, by the way, and people always get this part twisted. John G. Jones didn't receive any Grand Lodge paperwork from Romania.
Okay.
So let's be clear about that, because he wasn't the Grand Master of Washington, D.C.
Correct.
See, again, a lot of people need to understand that no movements are made without the most worshipful. Before there was a Grand Lodge, there was a Grand Master. And jurisprudence says that if this system, talking about the Grand Lodge system of Freemasonry as we know it, were to be abolished, then the Grand Master would still be necessary. Mm-hmm. What that's saying is that if you don't have a Grand Lodge, you still got to have a Grand Master. Okay. So no movements can be made without the Grand Master. I'm not talking about a Moses Sword Star of a Grand Commander either. I said a Grand Master, but that's another conversation. So
don't get me started on a most People's Grand Commander.
Conversation. We had to have another call about that.
Yeah.
But so John G. Jones never had any authority like that.
Right.
He was the Grand Master of the Grand Lodge of Washington, D.C.
Uh-huh. So
that's why Grandmaster Ollie Spencer, who's, by the way, a great friend of mine, and also the most decorated Mason alive.
Okay.
A lot of people don't like to talk about that because they're not students. I thought I was traveling.
Uh-huh.
And I've been doing a lot of traveling, but this brother has some major accolades. And so, like Grant was doing, 50 years ago or whatever, the most decorated Mason alive, and I'm not talking about black, I'm talking about period.
Okay.
Right? Ollie Spencer now is the most decorated Mason living right now. Right. So his history in reference to the Grand Lodge of Washington D.C. and all of that is true. Okay. A lot of people don't want to believe that, but it is what it is, because again, John G. Jones he wasn't the Grand Master of the Grand Lodge of Washington D.C.
Okay.
So how could there be a quote unquote healing? I don't like to use that word, but because I'm not sick. But how could there be a healing or a setting right? Let me say that. How could there be a setting right of something, and the Grand Master of that Grand Lodge is not involved?
That's true. And now we're actually talking about 1896, if I'm not mistaken. That's the paperwork I've seen personally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But see, the thing about it, nobody wants to talk about H.C. Scott.
Right.
And Mingo Sanders and all these guys here. Those guys were an authority. We want to give John G. Jones props for everything. And I'm pro John G. Jones. I think he's done a lot of great things. So I'm not bashing Jones.
Oh, no, I got
I'm just saying, what about the other guys?
Yeah.
Right? And so we got to stop giving people credit for things that they didn't do.
Uh-huh.
Just because I was in the room and my name is bigger doesn't mean I should get credit for what somebody else done.
Right.
And see, that's what we do. We want to give credit to the guy in the room because his name is bigger. And that's not the case. So the first hit or the first setting right of so-called Grand Lodges and the court case from 1901 that they won was based on the fact of the paperwork and instruction that was given to people like A.C. Scott and that Grand Lodge in Washington, D.C. Not Jonathan Jones.
Okay.
Not John G. Jones. So, and people don't understand it. John G. Jones was more powerful as a most pursuing sovereign grand commander than he was a grand master.
You're absolutely right, because in
He hardly done anything as a grand master. He hardly done anything as a sitting grand master.
That's true.
Again, what Melissa made, he done things as a most pursuing sovereign grand commander.
He did. He absolutely did, including any travel he did. He traveled as that person.
That's what he done.
Yeah.
And then so nobody really you hear more about him when he was Grand Secretary.
Do you do about Grand Master?
Grand Master. So,
right.
But me and you, past Grand Master, we're students. We're students of Freemasonry, right? So what the problem that we have now is that we have businessmen. Watch this, and I'm not trying to get along with nobody. We have businessmen that are in Masonic authority now. So when they're good at the business of Freemasonry, in other words, I know I need 400 people for me to have a successful session so that we can pay for these hotel rooms, so that we can have these nice banquets, and so that we won't go under.
Right.
They good at that. But they don't have no idea that if I'm the most pursuing sovereign grand commander, I'm only sovereign over the Scottish Rite.
That's it.
That I don't run the York Rite. That I don't run the Primitive Rite. That I can't tell a Grand Master what to do. See, they don't know that because they're not students.
Oh, okay.
They don't understand the fact that the Memphis Mizraim Rite.
Okay.
So how could the Scottish Rite be the last degree of Freemason?
Correct. How can that be?
How can that be? I'm going to tell you how that happened. Because if you look at the history of the Scottish Rite, you don't see that.
Okay.
You don't see, some smart Negro said, let us put this on there so we can secure the bag.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
All right.
So this becomes the last rite of Freemasonry. How can it be the last rite when the truth of the matter is it was first in the system of rights?
Okay.
But you're going to say, okay, we're going to recognize the York Rite and all of those houses, but nothing else is Freemasonry.
Hold on just a second. I think somebody else trying to call in. Hold on just a second here. Hey, Brother Harvey.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'll be there in just a minute, man.
All right.
All right, thanks. I'm back, bro. That was one of my lodge brothers trying to call in, letting me know I got school of instructions tonight, so he's trying to beep in. But go ahead, Brother Jarvis.
Yeah, so people don't understand that, and so we got to learn how to put things in perspective. And see, with my travels overseas, what I love about brothers overseas is, number one, they're students.
Okay.
Because every time I come from overseas, I come back with more books and literature, and half of this stuff, brother, I can't read. I got a shelf full of books, rituals, and pamphlets from the different travels overseas. And some of this stuff I can't read because it's in Portuguese, it's in Spanish, it's in Italian, you know, it's in German. I can't read this stuff.
Right.
But the brothers find it necessary to give books. So you gonna go over there, they're gonna give you some degrees that you ain't got, they're gonna give you some diplomas or certificates, they're gonna break bread with you, they're gonna buy you clothes, but they're gonna send you home with books.
Right.
They're gonna send you home with books. You know why? Because they are students. They are students. And over there, it does not matter how much money you have. See, because you got the biggest the most amount of coins does not mean that you're going to be the grand master.
Correct.
Over there. Right? You could be the shoe shine boy. Again, it's all about merit, and it's all about being students. And so in order to be a student, you got to have knowledge and know what you're talking about. And like I said, the difference between the businessmen that we have today that's in leadership and the students that they had of yesteryear is one of the reasons why our fraternity is suffering in the United States. But watch this. Do you know that the fastest growing Masonic area in the world is South America?
Okay.
South America and Freemasonry is growing at an alarming rate in South America.
Hey, Brother Phil, I'll be right there.
Yeah, you're the only one right now. I'm waiting on people.
I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Brother Harvard just called me.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead, bro. Brother Jarvis, did I lose you? Okay.
You got to take in mind, we used to spend, when I first became a Mason in 1993, man, we had to take 30 or 35 minutes just so brothers could pay their dues.
Wow.
You know, you had to come to the secretary and get your stuff straight.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's during the meeting time. So you go to refreshments, but you have refreshments 35 minutes, but you got to pay dues. Well, it's 2019. You could send your dues through PayPal, right? Or you can send your dues through Cash App or whatever like that. And so you got more time of study, but yet brothers don't do it. We have more access to books and stuff that we didn't have access to 10 years ago. But we study less. And so we've become social media masons. And so that's all we know. So we are not students. We don't understand the fact that, and I'm going to step on some toes here, but I'm perfectly okay with that.
Okay.
I was telling a brother the other day. He said, Grandmaster Charles, man, why you don't have the Moorish right? And I said, why would I? He said, yeah, you should have Moors, right? You got all these other rights. I said, first of all, you know what it means to be a Moor? He said, yeah, you're supposed to be sovereign. Or you want sovereignty from you know, the country in which you live and all of that and stuff like that. So I said, well, here's the problem with the Moorish right. First of all, the Moorish right is a straight contradictory to the Scottish right. So if I consider myself to be a Scottish Rite Mason, a 33rd, your charge and your protection is to what? The country.
Oh, it is.
The banner of a 33rd degree Mason is the American flag.
Yep. If you're 33rd, if you're a 33rd degree in America, it is certainly.
That's right. That's right. So how could I practice the Scottish Rite and the Moorish Rite? If I'm claiming my sovereignty on this side,
Uh-huh.
But on this side, I got to protect the banner, which is the American flag.
Yep.
You can't do both.
Yep. And it says that. I
So,
mean, if you're 33rd, you clearly knows that you are to protect your country at all costs.
right. So if anybody on this phone or on this listening, they can say, I said it. If you are a 33rd degree Mason, that is direct conflict if you have Morris right degrees. You need to make a decision. That's in the obligations, that's in the charge,
Uh-huh.
that's in the history.
Right.
Because you said that you would protect the flag of the country,
Yep.
which is the banner of 33rd,
Right.
the American flag. You can't do that and practice Morris science or be a
Only because this is what I do know, that depends on where you get, what country you get your 33rd from. You're going to tote your flag. You're going to carry the flag of your country in the Bible for which you have your faith in as a 33rd, and that's what you're going to defend.
And that's the thing about I got a 33rd from the United States.
Uh-huh.
I got a 33rd from Romania, and I got a 33rd from Italy.
Okay.
Absolutely. So you remember when the brother came down for the Momentum Conference from Romania?
Yes.
He brought my 33rd diploma then from the Supreme Council of Romania.
Okay.
And so I still have it. And guess what's on there? The Romanian flag. Guess what the banner is for that Supreme Council and those 33rds? The Romanian flag. Guess what the charge and the obligation said? That you would defend the flag with your life, the same thing in the United States.
Yep.
So, brother, whatever country you get your 33rd from, to your point, you're claiming that you would defend that flag with your life. You can't do that and be a part of the Morris right. But again, students know that.
Uh-huh.
Students know that, or they figure it out right quick.
Mm-hmm.
But again, everybody don't know that. So that's why I tell people, you just can't go get anything, willy-nilly because of that. And see, I want to say this too about traveling overseas. First of all, this is what you got to understand. That you have to know the titles and the boundaries and the authority of the people that you're dealing with. Let me give a perfect example. The reason why Grandmaster Ali Spencer is so successful in his travels is because whether you like it or not, or like what he's doing a lot, or you like him or not, he's doing everything the correct way. And so I've always done everything the correct way. Whether you like me or not, I really don't care. I'm unbothered. But the thing about it is, you have to know what you're doing. For example, when you get degrees or you get a particular right, you have to understand who you're getting it from and what the authority is. For example, I heard a brother, he was bragging, say, yeah, this is how you do it. You bring somebody over here and give you degrees. Well, here's the deal. If a man come over here and give you degrees and his authority is only within the providence in which he stays, when he left the providence, he left his authority. So he can't give you nothing.
Right.
So, in other words, let me give you a perfect example. If I'm a national hierophant, which I'm not, I'm a grand hierophant ad vitam. That's for life too. Out of Bulgaria, you know that. Right. So, but I got the authority through the Federation of Sovereign Saints of the World. I got the world, right? I can give 96 degrees all over the world.
Okay.
But I can't give a 97 because I'm a 97. I can't give a 97 degree to nobody because I'm a 97.
Correct.
So somebody higher than me have to give somebody a 97 like I was given. And the reason why I couldn't give a 97 is because I wasn't an international grand hierophant. Right? So, in other words, if somebody were to ask just say a national hierophant from Mexico to come over here, to the United States to give some degrees. Okay, when he left Mexico, he left his authority.
Oh, gotcha.
He don't have no authority. He don't have no authority in the United States. You see what I'm saying? But now, if his title is international Grand Hierophant, then that means he can go anywhere and dispense light.
Okay.
And that's what people don't understand. It's just like if I'm the Grand Master of Abraham Grand Lodge of Texas, I don't have no authority over John G. Jones Grand Lodge of California.
Man, I wish somebody would preach that. Okay, all right. That's for another. That's a subject for another day we gotta have.
I know. I'm trying to get it all out because you might not have me on no more. But the thing about it is, these things need to be talked about because people don't understand that. So, a lot of brothers, man, they just going crazy, with treaties. You see all these treaties. But I'm gonna tell you something about brothers overseas.
Mm-hmm.
They want you to come see about them.
Right.
Because you come see them, they gonna come see you.
Right.
And I don't have a treaty. And I'm not talking about nobody else. I'm just talking about me. I don't have a treaty with anybody that I didn't talk to.
Okay.
Like face to face.
Okay.
I don't have a treaty. All my treaties, I saw you.
Mm-hmm.
I hugged you. I embraced you.
Right.
Some kind of way.
Yeah.
And I got over 20-some treaties in here.
Okay.
Most of them when I became past Grand Master. Emeritus, but I got a lot of treaties.
Okay.
Right? But I sit down with brothers. That's why when I had the brother come over from Romania, what did y'all do? Y'all sat down with the brother at the Momentum Conference, and y'all signed them treaties right there.
We did.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how it goes. Now you can get certain little accolades and stuff like that, through the internet, emails and all that, and all the honors and stuff like that. But I'm talking about
legitimately sitting down, having that conversation with that individual.
Yeah. That's just because you don't know what's going on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? You don't know what's going on the other side. So, it's best to do that. And the thing about it, them brothers want you to come see about them.
Uh-huh.
They consider it a pleasure for you to come and share with them.
Okay.
Because what'll happen is, you'll discover, man, they'll spend their own money to come see about you. Or they'll spend their money for you to come see about them.
Mm-hmm.
When you're a true brother. And so, that's the thing about it. And check this out. They're having Momentum conferences in other countries now too.
Okay.
Yeah, and we just had our first OES Momentum conference. 100, the first one, 100 women there. And they already preparing for next year because I'm expecting 200 next year.
Okay.
But again, there are people saying, "Oh no, he can't do that."
Mm-hmm.
Really? Well, here's the deal. I'm just providing a platform. They doing it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's
they
true.
doing it. I'm providing a platform, and so that's all I'm gonna do. Whatever God put on my heart to do, I'm gonna do. I'll provide the platform like we've done with the Momentum Conference. We just had the 7th one.
Right.
The Texas Sunday Momentum Conference, and I know you've been having them on the West Coast. They get ready to have some in Chicago.
Okay. So I'm gonna say this. I got about 10 minutes left. I got to go to my school of instructions tonight. So leave us with some words of encouragement.
My encouragement to all brothers and sisters who might be listening, regardless of affiliation, travel. Even if you have to start locally, visiting some other Grand Lodge or jurisdiction in other states, to their grand sessions, to their Shriners balls, to their whatever functions they're having, show your face, travel, fellowship, meet people in different states. And then, when you have an opportunity, travel overseas and meet brothers and sisters from various countries. And it's nothing like that type of fellowship.
Sure ain't.
Even if you're going on vacation with your family, if you and your family going to Italy, you got a brother you can call and say, hey, man, me and my family, we're going to be in Sicily for 5 days on vacation. I love to see you. And I guarantee that brother going to pick you up, take you to his house, meet his family, feed you, and take care of you. That's right. Fellowship.
That's right.
And so that's what I want to encourage everybody to do, man, have fellowship and keep pushing.
That's it.
Don't let nobody stop you from, don't let nobody stop you from being the best Mason Eastern star that you can be. And you're going to have opposition. It comes with the territory. But you keep pushing. Because I stand as a 26-year Mason who have been a grandmaster for 10 years. I was a grandmaster at 27 years old. One of the youngest to do it. Served for 10 years. I've been a past grandmaster emeritus for 9 years. So I've been a most worshipful brother for 19 years.
Right.
And I'm only 46 years old. I've been to 13 countries. Like I said, I'm getting ready to go to the 14th country.
Okay.
I'm from the projects here in Houston.
Okay.
Right? So keep doing what you're doing. Brother Muhammad, I appreciate you having me on.
No problem,
and,
bro.
Anything you need, any help you need, whatever, I got you. We appreciate it. I'm definitely coming your way the next time you have a Momentum Conference.
Okay.
I'm going to come set the West Coast on fire because I got a lecture I've been holding in the pipeline anyway. So
all right.
I appreciate you having me on, and God bless you.
Hey, God bless you too. So we're going to call it a show tonight, and I appreciate those in the chat line. You know, y'all was pretty moderate tonight, and I appreciate that. So with that being said, as always, keep your light on and stay out the bushes, and until we come around again. Hey, on the next show, I have Christopher Tav going to be on the next show. I'm looking forward. That's going to be Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Brother Jarvis, I got Christopher Tav on the show Friday.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's my dude, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
so,
Primo.
Yeah, oh, man, that's Primo. Yeah. For those of you who don't know Christopher Tav, he's an American author, Ancient Free and Accept the Masons, and bruh, you got to be here on Friday for this particular show for him. And if you got any questions in regards to history, he gonna light you up. It's just that simple. So definitely, I'm welcome everybody to come back and join us on Friday. And I have Brother Christopher Tav on the show. He's from St. Joseph Grand Lodge. Am I right, Brother Jarvis?
That's correct.
Yeah, St. Joseph Grand Lodge out of Texas. And, you know, and that's how we get down. We have various guests come on the show. It's not about your particular jurisdiction. We just believe in spreading the semen of brotherly love. So any of you who want to be on the show, you know the number. Just hit us up, and definitely you're welcome to be on the show. And you look at the topic tonight. It's about the traveling man. And this is one of the brothers that I know that's get around. He travels a lot, and he can definitely tell you what it is in that experience from a black man perspective and being a Mason on this side of the world. So definitely, I just want to say thank you for coming on, Brother Jarvis, and definitely to all of you, as I've said once before, whatever you do, as always, keep your light on and stay out the bushes. We out. Thank you, Brother Jarvis.
God bless.